everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you have not yet, be sure to subscribe. You can also hit the notification bell down below so you guys can get notified every single time I upload a new video. Today's video is my first Halloween look of 2020. You guys, I wanted to go all out and do like something sexy. Like last year I did a bunch of scary stuff, okay, and spooky. So this year I want to change it up and do something wearable. You know, most of us girls like to look a little bit more sexy on Halloween, so that's what I was going for, and I really love the turnout on this. Girl, look at my hair. So if you can't guess by now, with the red hair, the purple gloves, the red dress, I am Jessica Rabbit. This is a full-on tutorial. I'm doing step-by-step all the makeup. I will link down where I got my wig, where I got my gloves, and then this dress is something I already had in my closet, but I will link everything down below. And by the way, this will be a voiceover tutorial because I want to get right into detail with it. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay guys, let's get started. I'm gonna begin with pressing down my brows. I'm gonna take a little bit, well, not a little bit, a lot of Elmer's glue, and I am gonna press heavy on my brows. I'm going in the direction that my natural hairs grow, so from down up, coating both brows, and then I'm gonna go in with the spoolie, and I'm basically gonna comb through my brow hairs. This is gonna help eliminate any excess glue or clumps that will build up in between my brow hairs. And I'm gonna check, making sure they're nice and dry in before I go in with the second coat. Now this time I took my spoolie and I kind of went around my brow because I did notice that there was a lot of buildup, a lot of excess dried up glue that was around my brows. So that's what I'm doing. Now I'm waiting for my second coat to dry, and once that's good, I did a third coat. Now the coats, it depends on your brows. I have them nice, thin, sparse, so I only needed 3 to make them nice and flat. Maybe you have heavy brows and you might want to do about 5 coats. And then I took some makeup wipes, I wrapped it around my finger, and I took off any stickiness, clumpiness, any glue residue around my brows. And you want to make sure they're nice and dry before we set them. So I'm going to use some Airspun in the shade Naturally Neutral. And I'm going to take my beauty sponge and basically press down on my brows. I'm going to go in heavy, okay? I literally did like 2 full coats of setting powder on my brows alone. And I just went at it, girl, like full buildup of translucent powder. And then I got my little powder brush and I removed any excess all around my brows. And here comes the fun part. We are going to put some foundation. So take your regular foundation and put some, like a lot, onto the back of your hand. Go in with your beauty sponge and pack it on, girl. You are going to need a full face of foundation for this, okay? Because you want to make sure that the brows are not peeking through your face routine. Like, you want everything to be blended in. So once you fully coat your brows, you want to start like distributing the foundation all over your face for a nice even coating. And then you see I started dragging it down, making sure you get every single crease. And here comes the fun part. I'm going to take my concealer from Morphe in shade 1.65. This one's a few shades lighter than my skin tone. And I'm going to go in with a small angled brush. I'm basically going to carve out my brows. This is going to help guide me into the direction that I want my brows to look like, rather than drawing them on and then carving them out. This is just so much easier, and plus I'm doing all the wet application before I set my whole face. I just feel like it just saves you so much time. Now I'm tapping it with a beauty blender, making sure everything's nice and blended. You guys see how high up my brows are? And then now I'm taking my regular concealer and I'm going to begin with my regular face routine. I'm going in with my Frankie Rose concealer. This one's in the shade Ginger, and I'm applying it to the areas that I usually highlight. Notice that I added a little bit underneath my cheekbones, and that's because I want her to look extra thin and contoured. So it's going to help me highlight right underneath my contouring. And of course, going in with my beauty sponge, I'm going to go throughout all those areas that I highlighted, and I'm going to blend them all out. Now I'm going to go in with my Ultimate Cover Concealer. This one's from LA Colors, and it's in the shade Mocha. I'm going to use this to contour, and I'm not going to apply too much because this concealer like goes a long way. You're going to see right now when I start blending it out, just a little tap. and you got a full-blown contour. Look at that. Now you guys, this step is very, very important. Do not skip it. Contouring is key when it comes to these Halloween looks. It helps mold your face into a completely different shape that you have. So I feel like this helped me out a lot to, you know, just look more fierce and give me that whole completed look. Now this part, I am going to contour my nose. I took a thick angled brush with the same concealer, and I'm gonna draw 2 lines on the sides of my nose. I do have a wider nose and she has a tiny little nose. I also drew 2 little lines on the tip of my nose like that, and I began to blend them in. This is gonna help shape my nose to give it the illusion of being smaller. Now going in with my Pro Contour palette from Frankie Rose, I'm gonna use this light shade right here, and I am gonna set all the areas that I used my light concealer on. So right on my lid space, I'm also going to use it right underneath my eyes right here. Now I took an extra step and I added a little bit of the translucent powder that I used earlier, and I'm gonna set the sides of my nose. I feel like this helps me with like blending in my nose so it looks a little bit more natural and not too harsh. And then going in with my other setting powder, I know I use so many powders. This one is the Fit Me Loose Setting Powder in the shade Light Medium. And I'm going to use this powder to set the rest of my face since it is the closest shade to my skin tone and it's going to look a little bit more natural. I am going to just run that powder that I applied to the bottom and basically spread it all around my face, going down towards my neck, because I did apply some foundation. I forgot to mention that, but I ran the foundation down my neck and now I'm making sure it's nice and set. Also in my ears. Now taking the darkest shade, I used this to like set the contour all around my face. I did go in lightly. I didn't want to go too heavy on the powder because I already have heavy concealing contour. Does that make sense? I just used a little bit to set all around. Now going in with my Mocha Cosmetics. This is a blush. It's the Sweet Teas blush. It's so perfect. I feel like I need like a little pop of pink on my cheeks just to make them look nice and rosy. And that was the last and final step for the face routine. Now I'm going to go in with the James Charles palette in this orangey tone right here. And I'm going to begin to fill in the brows. She does have an orangey undertone to her brows, so that's exactly what we're doing. I like to use the powder rather than a pomade or a pencil because it gives it that natural illusion. And going with my regular pencil, this is a Covergirl pencil in soft brown. I'm going to begin to draw hair-like strokes. So in the front of the brow, I'm going up and down, just like this. When I get towards the center of the brow, I'm going to start angling them out. And then when I get to the tail, that's where I'm going to go a little bit deeper. And I'm going to repeat this process until I'm satisfied with how the brow looks. Then I'm going to carve out my brows once more, giving a light coat. I just want to make sure they're nice and carved and highlighted right underneath. And then I'm going to go in with a little blending brush and setting that concealer in. Now, let's get to the eyes. We're going to go in with the 39S palette using this deep brown shade right here. And I'm going to start to form an upside down U. This is going to be the transitional shade. Now notice that I'm not going heavy in with pigment. I'm going very lightly because I'm basically mapping out my eyelid. I'm giving it its form, its shape, and of course don't forget to blend that out. You don't want any harsh lines. And now I'm going to take this deep maroon tone right here and I'm going to go right over that deep brown shade that I used earlier. And I am the same thing. I'm not going to go in heavy with pigment. I'm going to build this up. I want everything to look nice and smooth and, you know, easy transitions. Now take this step very easy. I rather build up a shade rather than, you know, overdo it on the first try. So that's exactly why I built it up instead. And I'm going to go in now with this bright purple shade of the palette and I'm going to begin to fill in my lid just like this. Like I'm basically doing a little rainbow. So first the brown, then the maroon, and now this bright purple. You kind of want to go back and forth with all the shades, making sure everything's nice and blend. There's no harsh lines. Just like I did right here, I went back in with the maroon shade, going in a circular motion all around to make sure that it looks like an even transition, you know. Now I'm going in with a flat brush and with some setting powder. I'm wetting it because I'm taking this nice white shimmer and I'm putting it onto the center of my eyes. This is going to give the illusion of like a glossy lid because she does have glossy lids. And I did not need to go back in with concealer. I have enough on my lid. And I felt like this just made it look a little bit more natural. I'm also using that same shade and I'm applying it onto my brow bone, pues supuestamente my brow bone, you know, to highlight it a little bit more. And you guys, look how it's turning out. Now let's go in with some eyeliner. I am using the Breakup Proof eyeliner from Wet n Wild Beauty, and we want to make sure that this eyeliner is bold and that it sticks out away from the eyeshadow. So I am gonna do basically like an open triangle to the outer corner of my eyes like this, and then filling it in. Once I'm satisfied, I'm gonna connect the wing to the rest of my eye like this, just drawing out a line right over my lids like this. I feel like this just makes it so much easier, and that is how you wing it out. Now going in with my Lash Play Dual Mascara. This one is from Girlactik. I'm going to lightly coat my natural lashes, and you want something that's not going to clump up. That's exactly why I use this mascara. And for my falsies, I did end up going with Sonadora lashes. These are in the style Girls Night Out. Now you're going to want something very similar to these because these flare out from small to big. And I positioned them right in the outer corner. And I did this because if you pay attention to Jessica Rabbit, you could only see her lashes in the outer corner of her eyes. You see? Now that we are done with that, we can get on to the lips. I am using a Morphe lip liner in the shade Trendsetter. And I'm going to begin with the outer corner of my lips, tracing my natural shape. And as I get closer to the top part of my lip, I am overlining. She is known for her big voluptuous lips, so that is what I'm mimicking. And I'm connecting it with my regular lip at the outer corner. I do want them smaller and then give them an illusion of having bigger lips right in the center. And once I'm done tracing out my lips like this, I am going to take a small little blending brush and just blend in that lip liner, making sure that there's no harsh lines because we are going in with our matte lipstick. This one is from Hank and Henry. I did get it in my BoxyCharm. This one is in the shade Love, and it's very bright and bold. This is why I used it, and I'm going to coat my whole lips. The bottom one, the top one, just like that. You guys can see how pigmented this lipstick is, and that's why it's perfect for this look. Then I went back in with a little brush, and then I just started blending the lip liner and the lipstick in together. So it looks a little bit more natural, you know? Now that we are done with the makeup, notice that my hair is in a chongo with a braid right here, nice and tight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to spin it around and kind of clip it on like this. So it is ready for my peluca. I got this wig off of Amazon. It was like $17, and I got it because it was cheap. Red. This is what it looks like. I will have it linked down below just in case you guys do want to find this exact wig. It's very soft, I'm not gonna lie. And then I did also purchase these from Amazon. These are the famous gloves. They were actually quinceañera gloves. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on, and I will be right back with the final look. Is it. That is all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this tutorial and like the whole look. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. Also, leave me down in the comment section what other looks would you like. Every single Wednesday I will be uploading a new Halloween tutorial. So if you guys enjoyed this, be sure, like I said, give it a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.